And welcome back. So let's continue on. The next quest of this guy. This is a seasonal event. So glass from the past. That's what we're doing. Oh, and we're going to get the wind up Albert and the Sullian 7. So let's read about this. All right, what he lacks in size. We've read that. And then this one, a faithful recreation of the stained glass artwork that born the main stage of the Rising Festival. I think we've read that also. Yeah, we have. So, Jathin, this heart is not the only thing that is broken. Alright, enough panicking. It's time for decisive action. While we were out distributing flyers, these children were a little overzealous when it came to admiring my artwork. It seems they were unaware of the look but don't touch rule that normally applies to these things. And, well, it fell on the floor and shattered. Oh, great. That is not good at all. Okay. So, this calls for the 6 of the best. No, their punishment must be more severe. Let's punish the children. Let's see. Not the first thought that crossed my mind, I must admit. The recital is due to begin any moment now, so the only viable option is to repair the smashed pane as best we can. I think that with a little adhesive here and there, spectators will hardly notice the cracks. Unfortunately, I don't have any to hand at present. While I run off to fetch some bloody agent from the Alchemist Guild, perhaps you could try piecing the broken glass back together. Don't worry, I'll show you how it's done. Quest accepted. Glass from the past. Speak with Jebediah Till and put the stained glass art back together. So let's talk to him again. Are you ready to begin? I am. Exchange hands. The following controls can be used to repair the stained glass. Default settings. Move the cursor left. Move left. Move right. Select piece. Place piece. Cancel selection. Alright, let's do this. Start. Oh, it's a nice little puzzle. Alright, so let's start. That's craziness. That looks like a good piece right there. Oh, got it. That looks good. Oh, that's a side piece for sure. Let's grab straight edges. They're the easiest to do. Oh, that's a corner. Oh yeah, we got this. We are a puzzle entrepreneur. Straight pieces right there. The more straight pieces right there. And then we should have there. Yeah, this ain't too bad of a little puzzle. I like it. Something different. And last piece. Give up. We ain't giving up. We got a good look at the painting now. Alright, we got it together. Now let's speak with Jeb 2 again. Yes, that's perfect. With a few dabs of adhesive, it'll be as good as new. Well, almost. Should certainly suffice for the time being, though. All's well that ends well, yes. The children were beside themselves with worry, but now they're as delighted as I am. What's he saying to him? Get out of here before I spank you? I think that is what he was saying. Oh, what am I saying? Oh, just a moment of nostalgia. I know from first-hand experience that moment of horror that comes when breaking an expensive piece of glass. A few years ago, I was helping Aston with one of his ventures as an art dealer. I was in desperate need of gil, so he hired me to transport a few pieces. That was when I dropped a case containing more valuable stained glass, and I'll never forget the awe sound it made. Awful. But rather than curse me for my clumsiness or fret over the money it cost him, his only concern was whether I cut myself on any of the shards. So you see, that's why I don't blame the children for their little misadventure. I suppose I'm following Aston's example. Actually, there's one more favor I'd like to ask of you. Uh-oh. I think if Aston were to see my stained glass, it might remind him of the days when things were more important to him than money. Of course, I've tried the various approaches in the past, and most of what I say to him goes in one ear and out the other. But if it were to come from someone else, such as your good self, you might be more inclined to listen. Would you mind having a word with him? Looks like I'm going to do it. You're too kind. Perhaps you could start by handing him this flyer and going from there. I expect he's in the quicksand, where he carries out much of his business. His clients tend to be a bit more malleable when they're in their cups, it seems. Anyways, if you could rouse his interest in the festivities, we'll leave the rest to him. Well, glass painting's back. We fixed it. Alright, let's hand this flyer to Austin. Where's he at? He's in the bar? I guess that's a good place to be if you need a drink. Let's see. There he is. Standing on the side. Just hanging out. I remember you. Ben's assistant, yes? Or maybe he's yours. Either way, I appreciate you looking out for him. He needs all the help he can get. Though I must say, if you something that requires my attention, I'd rather you keep it brief. Alright, so let's see. Rising Festival Flyer. Glass from the past. Considering that it's scripted. We've read all that, so let's go ahead and throw it over. Yes, I know all about Ben's exhibit. Thank you. Keeping my ear to the ground as I do, there's little that goes on in Ul'dah that escapes my notice. So why did he send you to advertise it to me? He wants to remind me of the good old days. I might have guessed it would be something as soppy as that. A lot's changed since then, but he's still the same daft sod he's always been. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing, mind you. It's his sentiment aside that allows him to create such advocate works of art. But I always feel that if he tries to make a living out of it, He loses the very essence of what makes his piece so special in the first place, rather than expressing himself. He'd have to pander to the taste of the wealthy but fickle clients to turn a profit. That's why I wanted to earn enough for the both of us, so he'd be free to pursue his dreams. While he doesn't need me to pay for his bed and board anymore, I'm still around to help him if he falls on hard times. And just to make it perfectly clear, it's not that I don't want to attend the exhibition. I decided not to go because the people were to think that being is associated with a moneylender like me, it would ruin his good reputation. But if he insists that I go, perhaps I can make an appearance without drawing too much attention. Tell him I'll think about it, would you? Alright, I'll let him know. I'm trying to glide, but there's no gliders in this game. And oh, she's dancing. She's not part of the program. Alright, Tia. So, what did he say? I'll just have to wait and see. Whatever the outcome, I'm very grateful for all you've done, and I'm sure you'll be pleased to hear I saved you the perfect spot to view the event. Alright, let's view this event. Children are back. Oh, no voice acting? This seems like something you would have voice acting for. But anyway, citizens of Eorzea, by my words, be transported to the days before the calamity, a time when all hope seemed lost. As a lesser moon hung low in the sky, a wave of terror washed over this fair city, turning neighbor against neighbor, brother against brother. There, in the midst of the chaos, she stood defiantly, and so our tale begins. Hearken now to the Garlean Seven. And that's it. That was the whole play. He told us the rest of the story. Astonishing. I could see the events of that fateful day in my mind's eye as vividly as I see you now. Such a profoundly moving performance would surely have touched the hearts of everyone in attendance. Aston, you came after all. An artist you may be, but subtle you are not. Now, it is not time to take from your neighbor, but to proffer him the hand of succor. A message to all of Eorzea, I'm sure, but also one meant specifically for me. I have to admit, the Sultan made a good point, and it still stands to this day. Maybe it's time I thought about earning an honest living. I knew you'd come around sooner or later. And Aston, I can take care of myself now. You needn't go to such lengths to support me. I'm glad to hear it, but let's get one thing straight. I didn't become a money lender just to cover your expenses where you carved out a career as an artist. I just didn't want you to compromise your ideas and the quality of your work for the sake of keeping a roof over your head. Now you can concentrate on doing what you do best, bringing joy to the people through your art. As for me, I should find a better use for my skills. Perhaps I could go back to being an art dealer. That way you can create whatever works you please while I seek out potential buyers. It certainly beats making commissioned pieces for some pretentious buffoon. You're suggesting we go into business together? Yes, unless you have any objections to working with a very recently reformed moneylender. Of course not, and I know just where to start. Producing more paintings featuring the Sultan and her 7 trusty followers. Imagine the streets of Alda lined with stained glass, depicting its illustrious history. Sparkling jewel of the desert will shine brighter than ever. This is more than I could have dreamed of course. None of this would have been possible without your kindness, Tickman. You probably hear a few words of praise quite often in your line of work, but I sincerely mean it. Thank you for all you've done. Oh, and there's one more thing I meant to tell you. The Wandering Minstrel was, wondering if he could have a word with you. In fact, he has a present of sorts to give you. He should be somewhere nearby. Best of luck finding him. Oh, man. Let's take a look at our map. Looks like he's down this hallway. I thought this was going to be a quick quest. Let's take it a minute. There he is. The guy who gave the speech up there. Ah, you are come, as I knew you would. Jabintia speaks very highly of not only your skill at piecing together broken glass, but of your loyalty and compassion. Your virtues are many and varied indeed. Were it not for your contribution, the festival would have been without its centerpiece. My accomplishment of song was not but a garnish to the fine dish that was our mutual friend's glorious work of art. Perhaps you will allow me to express my gratitude with another piece I have composed. What's going on? Oh, we're back here. What is going on? Greetings, warrior of light. You needn't be alarmed. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's the 7 helpers. And the princess. 4 is 8. There's 9 of them. So we have a new guy with them. Is this the singer? This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Nokai Yoshida. It gives me great pleasure to finally meet you. Brave soul who has chosen a life of adventure. Your travels have taken you to lands far and wide, and you have encountered people of all walks of life, each with their own ideas, hopes, and dreams. As time flows onward in a never-ending spiral, the course of history is guided by mortal hands. Though our existence but brief, our deeds echo for eternity. 7 years have passed since the lesser moon descended, 7 years since mankind rose from the ashes. 'Twas a spectacle none shall ever forget, and that they live to tell the tales is cause for both celebration and reflection. When we cast our minds back, it is not sorrow that fills our hearts, but joy, for we have been afforded a second chance, that we may learn from the lessons of the past. As we set forward new horizons, those with a thirst for adventure will lead the way. While there will be hardships and strife on the road ahead, there is no obstacle that we cannot overcome if we believe in ourselves and each other. Countless kindred spirits share our journey, and it is through mutual respect and understanding that we may create a better world. The future is what we make it, by our words and deeds, and we will forever be at your side, brave adventurer. You have our undying gratitude, now and always. The time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this walking dream. Ever will be watching over you and your deeds. Guide the realm into peace and happiness, warrior of light. And back we go. Yep, same guy. And lo, you are returned. Pray tell, are you left with pleasant memories, fleeting thoughts that may be? Yes, I am. That is well, for such visions are wont to fade all too quickly, as the morning dew in the light of the rising sun. Mayhap another of my verses would make a suitable gift ere we part. In the wake of the calamity, light descends once more, to illuminate a world reborn, risen from fires of war. 'Neath the eyes of heaven, deception crumbles to dust, those divided by malice, united by bonds of trust. On fields awash in crimson, battle rage far and wide. In the name of liberty, the courageous few turn the tide. Unto a distant realm, drowned a radiance unrelenting, strides forth the harbinger of night, iron will unbending. And fireworks. For the sake of their loved ones, there are those who take to the battlefield, and yet those who remain behind have their roles to play. Protectors and the protected, providers and the provided for, principles upon which every nation is built. It is the duty of those who rule to ensure that these elements are kept in balance, even if they must face great peril. The words of the Sultan rings as true in the here and now as they did on that fateful day. May each of us take them to heart as we face new dawn as one. There's a lot of poetry in this one. I'll fancy firework. And there we go. Why is it a black screen? I don't know. You have unlocked the jigsaw puzzle minigame. Awesome. Open the toy chest in any inn room to try this activity. Nice. Magnificent 7 is done. Now, where's our little wind-up doll? And let's bring out our new minion. There he is. Summon. Bye-bye, mini coat. We have a wind-up Albert. And we also have a painting somewhere in here. There it is. So let's head to our guild. And let's see if they have it put up, so we can see what it looks like. I'm not seeing it out here. So let's head in. I don't see it. This is a very small... Oh. Well then, guess it's not here. It's all good. But anyways, we've seen a close-up of it. I'm sure it looks pretty much the same. So that's going to end it for today. So thanks for joining me for that special event, and we'll see y'all next time.